Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Karis. I'm currently a UX researcher based in the Bay Area. So today I want to share something really personal, how I transitioned into UX research with no previous experience. I started as a TV journalist and a documentary producer, and now I end up here. So if you're also thinking about switching your career, maybe my story will give you some motivation. So I can first start from my background. I used to be a TV journalist, producing documentaries, TV shows like romantic show, pet show, and we also have several episodes of food documentaries on the internet. So I do a lot of things like writing scripts and also filming, editing, etc. I really like storytelling, and when I graduated from college, I want to be a TV producer to produce shows like Running Man. But when I has done that for several years, it's not just about creativity. You also need to do a lot of more things like connection with more people and even finding sponsorship for your episodes. That really drained me. So I was thinking what kind of new industry I could go into, but still transfer some of my skills like storytelling, interviewing, analysis. But during that time, I was really confused and lost. So I just quit my job and pursued a master's degree in University of Washington. So that program it's not HCI specialized, but I just need to take some break and to explore some new possibilities. So the worst scenario is that I didn't get anything and just go back as a TV journalist, though I know that sucks. So when I entered that program, it actually offers several tracks, like there are UX design, research, and marketing. I know that marketing is not my thing, so basically I could just say between design and research. So at first, as many people do, I tried design. I really like design things. It's just like another type of storytelling, but I know that visual is not my strongest skill. I know that I'm not that competitive comparing to other people. So I was also thinking about research because analysis and doing interviewing seems more natural for me. But I have no confidence at all because I know the research position was fewer. I just keep these two options in my basket. So that makes me feel safe. So when I was in college, I also volunteered a lot of projects. So one of that is to redesign the video and audio equipment system in our department. That projects were really interesting because it's a really old, outdated system, and we did a lot of research like card sorting, interviewing to help reorganize that system. And I also volunteered in another school project to help with our local business, which is a e-commerce plan store, to redesign the shopping experience. These two projects become the first two projects in my design portfolio. And later I got another internship in a gaming company, but it's actually not doing research or design, just doing research operations, which means that you're basically recruit other participants. I know that operation is not my final destination, so I asked my manager if I could try to do some research projects. So luckily I was engaged in discovery user interview projects to figure out the motivation of gamers. I still remember the night before I was gonna to do the interview, I feel really upset and nervous because that's the first time I'm gonna do the interview in English. I know how to do interview in Chinese, but English, I think maybe that's another thing. And also there are a lot of gaming jargons coming up in the interview. Also, I know like my mentor will observe me in the chatting room, so that's also make me more nervous. And I have that pressure that I need to prove that I can do that because that's like the beginning of my career. But luckily, it turns out it was really great because my mentor told me I know how to build up the rapport with the interviewee, which is really important to make the interview smooth. And then the next year, which becomes really tough because I need to find a full-time job. And since I had the internship at a gaming company, I got a lot of interview from other gaming company. But the process was really frustrated because every time I got the interview, I asked that, is the gaming experience required for this position? Because I wasn't really a gamer. I don't even have an Xbox or PlayStation at my home. So I don't have that hours, like 500 hours to play shooter game, which is required by a lot of gaming company. Some interviews I went really far, even to the final round, but I didn't get any offer, which are because of the gaming experience. I don't have the required gaming experience for the specific gaming they're developing, like open world game, shooter game. I just play some mobile game. So I was really frustrated. I know that maybe I couldn't get any position at a gaming company. Maybe it just didn't work. So I was thinking about other products. In the meanwhile, I also got an offer in research operation. But unfortunately, during that time, my EAD card wasn't received. For your information, if you don't know what EAD card is, which is basically a working authorization for international students, I didn't have that. They couldn't wait that long, so they withdrew that offer. So that time was really like a low point for me. I have nothing there. It's like I'm still not sure whether I could land a job. So I want to distract myself. I try to focus just on design. I started to modify my design portfolio. I did a lot of efforts on that. So that kind of process make me to forget about the research rejection. And luckily I also got some design interview. I did a lot of design challenge and prepare for the behavioral question, but still no offer. Maybe like, oh, I just couldn't do that. It's like, just don't have the luck, I don't have the experience, the skill set they're asking for, so maybe I just need to leave. But luckily, then I got the interview from the company I currently work at. They move really fast. It's like just 3 rounds, finished within 2 weeks. So one thing I did do right is that the feedback from my colleague who interviewed me at that time, she said that she thought I really did good preparation because I had a really detailed case study deck on my hand. So during the interviewing, she wasn't expecting to see any case study deck. She was just asking me, oh, do you have any previous projects you could talk about? So I said, oh, I have a case study deck. Do you want to see it? She said, yeah, definitely. So that deck offers a lot of detailed information like data visualization, the process. Because I had a lot of interview experience, even though it didn't lead to any offers, but that kind of thing helped me to prepare. I would say like timing really played a big part in this process because the team was really in urgent needs of researchers, and they want someone who had previous experience. So I had a lot of experience as a UX research intern, and also my previous full-time experience as a TV journalist also helps because they think I have some project management and communication skills. So I would say you never know what the company or the team are asking for from you. You just showcase what you have and do the best you can. I wouldn't say like I was really experienced in that part, but I could have some takeaway to share with you. So the first thing is don't go all in too early. So during the process, I keep design and research both in my basket. Sometimes you want may not align with what the company sees you. So just keeping the options open will keeping you move forward. I would say that though eventually I landed as a researcher, but my research skills also helps me a lot during the process. I'm really experienced Figma user, so sometimes I use Figma to do some prototype when the design is not ready. And also I use Figma a lot to do the data visualization to make my report stands out. And I know that keeping these two options is really exhausting during the process. The portfolio, the design portfolio is really exhausting thing for you to do, but research, you need to focus more on the thinking process or the case study you have. But I would say that will give you more opportunities in the future. The second thing is to have a support system. I know like job hunting is a really tough time. I will never go back again, but you will always go back again in this kind of scenario or markets. Like the job security is really low, especially in the UX. When you go back to that kind of scenario, what you would do? I would say like during my previous job hunting, I had no social life because I don't want to meet my friends every day to whining about why can't I just get a job? I don't want to depress them too. Maybe have some sports hobby like running. Running is cheap, right? You don't need to pay for the membership, so you just go out in a sunny day in the park to run, and it can also give back some of your energy and help you to reflect. And also I had a life coach and a therapist, which gives me some safe space to talk about my thing, and they could also give you some suggestions to help you move forward. The last thing is, please separate what you can control and what you can't. Why the interviews don't like you, why they give you the rejection, you may never know the answer. It may be not just because of your experience or your skill. Maybe it has nothing to do with that. I mean, basically every team, when they try to recruit some people, they have a persona in their mind. It's just like dating, right? Sometimes people like you not because you're rich. Maybe that's because you're rich, but there are other factors, right? Maybe because you are really gentle, and or maybe because some details you have. So I think like finding a job is also the same thing. You don't know why the manager like you. Maybe just because you have the same background, etc. So just show what you have. And what you can control is that just practice your behavioral question, polish your case study, polish your portfolio, and try to connect with people, try to reflect what you have learned, and you can speak that out in the interview. You can show the best you have. That's what you can control. And also think about the worst scenario you could have in that case. So I always think about, oh, maybe I couldn't land job, maybe I got laid off, someday I will need to go back. Can I accept that? I don't know, but thinking about that a lot of time makes me to feel, oh, that could be alright. Just separate them and you could feel kind of relief. So that kind of relief, chill mindset will help you during the interview or during the job hunting process, because if you're not very tight, you will always have some creative strategy for that. That will help you in the long run. If you're also switching your career and you have the same experience, feel free to drop a comment below, and I will always be here to share my stories. So see you next time. Bye bye.